Okay, so I was planning to make a video about this topic. Yun nga lang eh, nakalimutan ko. So, habol natin ngayon. I was thinking to, na sa Sausawan podcast ulit namin pag-usapan to. Yun nga lang, medyo madami na kaming, madami na kaming content about Salome Salvi. And I suppose we can talk about this here too. Okay, so eto nga, a few days ago, last week, nag-guest si Salome Salvi sa podcast. I think podcast naman yung ginagawa ni Tony Gonzaga, di ba? Basta sa kanyang talk show, Tony Talks, sa at sila ay nagkaroon ng pag-uusap nitong si Salome Salvi at Tony Gonzaga. Okay, so yan, ganda ng studio ni Tony, eh, di ba? And well, it started the conversation went well. Salome was visibly medyo hindi mo I don't know if it's anxious, pero kumbaga parang I'm sure she was excited siyang makapag-usap, and medyo kabado siguro, yun mas tama. Kabado siya nung uh, nagkita sila ni Tony Gonzaga for whatever reason. Okay? And yun nga, um, wag na nating i-play kasi baka ma-copyright lang tayo eh. So, Tony Gonzaga, medyo interesting sa akin to kasi of course, we know Salome Salvi as an adult performer, adult film performer, porn star. Okay? So, itong si Tony Gonzaga naman ay kabaliktaran ni Salome kasi at least dun sa pinapakita niya na si Tony Gonzaga ay isang matimtimang berhen. Presumably na first time, I don't know. I suppose. Yeah, I have no reason to not believe her, pero I think she was raised in a Christian family, and yung parents niya ay mahigpit. Mahigpit sa kanila, sa kanilang mag-utol. Kumbaga, hindi sila basta-basta nakakagimi kahit matanda na sila, kahit mayaman na sila. Um, Stricto at sinusunod pa rin nila yung mga magulang nila. Kasama yung utol niya ni Alex Gonzaga. And I suppose we can assume na she lost her virginity on her wedding night. I don't know. Okay, unlike well, ang point lang siguro is very conservative itong si Tony Gonzaga, and after watching the video, I just wished um Tony Gonzaga challenged some of Salome Salve's belief, and kumbaga parang I suppose you can compare yung 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 pagka-opposite ng kanilang experiences regarding sex, regarding relationships, regarding family, 'di ba? Although Tony Gonzaga is a very good interviewer, and sanay naman siyang gawin 'yun, but of course, itong Tony Talks is a heavily edited uh, talk show or podcast. So, I'm sure madami silang inedit out, and a very well polished conversation, and talagang curated yung mga nilabas nila. Who knows how long the actual talk really went, 'di ba? I don't know. I don't know. But it was good. Madami naman siyang nakuhang information from Salome, and Salome was ready to answer sa mga tanong ni Tony, 'di ba? And she spoke very articulately, 'di ba? She carried herself well. She was smart, she was witty, and we knew nalaman natin na isa pala siyang artist. Graduate pala siya sa UP, nag FA pala siya doon, and it just adds on the things na parang doon sa mga, I suppose doon sa mga taong nagwa-wonder kung bakit UP ka pala, bakit ka nandyan, 'di ba? So it adds another layer. Anong nangyari sa 'di ba? It adds another layer doon sa mga mga questions. Okay? And well, also uh, I think okay naman yung pagka carry ni kumbaga actually hindi lang okay. Salome Salvi carried herself very well in this interview. But then again, uh we knew a lot of things from this interview about Salome Salvi, or at least ngayon ko lang, hindi ko alam kung baka nasabi na niya na yun dati sa ibang interviews niya. Pero ako ngayon ko lang nalaman yung mga sinabi niya dito kasi hindi naman ako nakakanood ng interviews ni Salome. Um, ang pinakamatinding takeaway siguro is her stories about her family, about her mom, about the self-esteem, 'di ba? Nasira sa kanya at a very young age, and also the sexual assault that happened to her um at a very young age, and ako kasi ilan na yung babae na nag-confide sa akin na they were victimized by such kumbaga yung hindi mo maisip-isip na offense sa kanilang pagkatao, especially to a woman, na may mga na-rape, may mga na-molestya. Some meron pa nga ano parang na na-rape siya ng kamag-anak niya. And it's always mabigat lagi pag nakakarinig ka ng mga ganong klaseng kwento from different people. And it is actually ano naka-pattern actually yun to those who are not familiar. A lot of people, a lot of women na na promiscuous, yung mga sinasabi nating malandi, 'di ba? Yung tunay na malandi hindi yung or hindi ko alam kung anong mas magandang tawag kasi promiscuous medyo hindi sanay yung mga mga common na Pinoy dun sa word na yun eh. Yung malandi kasi madaming maaring ibig sabihin nun. Pero yung mga siguro to be specific, yung mga babae na open, one, pag-usapan ang sex life nila, kumbaga very liberal ang kanilang tingin sa sex. They sleep around, they kumbaga madami silang boyfriend, kumbaga nakikipaglandian sila sa mga lalaki, 'di ba? Medyo madumi yung mga bunganga, 'di ba? Um, a lot of them, hindi ko man sinasabing lahat, of course, 'di ba? Kasi iba't ibang klase ng mga babae. I'm not gonna generalize, pero yung especially yung mga napupunta sa sex work. Okay, siguro yun ang pinakamatinding qualifier. Yung mga napupunta sa prostitution, sa porn, sa any kind of sex work. Um, ano siya, a lot of them were sexual assault victims at one point in their lives, especially nung bata pa sila. And yung trauma na dala nun have caused them to at least this is according to ano dun sa isang nabasa ko na libro, 'di ba? Kasi ang nangyari is, of course, especially pag bata pa nangyari sa babae 'yun, pag siyempre pag bata ka, hindi mo alam kung let's say namolestya ka, 'di ba? You got assaulted. Siyempre you can't figure out, hindi mo maisip kung anong nangyari sa'yo. Kasi hindi ka, let's say, medyo ano ka na, medyo, ah, baba 10 years old ka na, ganyan, 'di ba? And makikita mo siyempre magkakagulo pag nagkabukingan yan. And also, um, I suppose, yung helplessness nung pagiging bata mo, mararanasan mo na yun. I can't, I suppose I shouldn't speculate kung anong nararamdaman nila, no? Kasi hindi ko naman na naranasan yun. But, um, yung trauma na hatid noong experience na yun, um, is, yung sinabi ng libro na nabasa ko was, it causes them, yung mga babae, to give a very low value on sex. 'Di ba? So, yung sex is just hindi kasi to most women, prize yun eh. Prize yung sex. So, kumbaga parang yun ang pinakamalaking regalo na pwede nilang ibigay sa partner nila and pipiliin nila yung pagbibigyan nun. Kasi importante yun eh, 'di ba? Importante yung hindi mo ibibigay yun basta-basta sa kung kani-kanino lang, 'di ba? Kasi parte ng pagkatao mo yun and you gonna choose very special people to willingly give it. 'Di ba? Yun ang value ng sex sa madaming babae, 'di ba? I suppose to most women. But then again, yung mga traumatized by sexual assaults, to cope with the pain na hindi nila siyempre ang hirap tanggapin 'no, kita mo na-rape ka, imagine mo nga na-rape ka tapos wala kang nagawa, hindi ka nakalaban, yung iba, further traumatized pa kasi hindi pinaniwalaan ng magulang, 'di ba? Kasi yung isang kwento ni Salome dito, yung namolesta sa kanya kainuman pa nung kamag-anak niya, 'di ba? Pumupunta pa sa bahay nila para makipag-party sa kanila do'n. Tapos hindi pa siya pinaniwalaan, imagination niya lang daw. So, how are you gonna if you are especially at let's say you're a teenager and you experience that, how do you make sense, 'di ba? Na yung kasi lalo na kung teenager ka, nakatira ka lang dun sa bahay nung pamilya mo, 'di ba? Tapos sila hindi ka pinapaniwalaan, kinakampihan pa yung ng assault sa'yo. And that's really a fucked up scenario dun sa yung mga kwento ni Salome. And I feel for her. I feel for her. Um and I'm sure it makes sense now. It makes sense now that na napadpad siya sa ganitong klase ng gawain, 'di ba? I'm not in any position to judge, but like I always say, um, we can, kumbaga, walang masamang magkomento, 'di ba? Walang masamang magkomento. We are actually encouraged to say your thoughts about issues And I think all kinds of opinions should be allowed, 'di ba? We shouldn't cherry pick on opinions. If you hear a bad opinion, then you can challenge it. If you hear a good opinion, you can adapt or even challenge it as well, 'di ba? Try to make it better and see uh, kung ano yung pinaka nagme-make sense sa'yo, 'di ba? And very very tricky kasi yung ano eh, yung sex work. Kasi especially ito katulad ni Salome na bravely went out to the public, 'di ba? Has presented herself as vulnerable as she possibly can. Although she hides in she hides behind a screen name, 'di ba? Pero you still know what she looks like, 'di ba? And it's uh, at least to that actually nakakaano yun eh, nakaka-wow din, 'di ba? Kasi for the most part, a lot of the women na involved sa sex work, they try to hide it. They try to hide the fact na as much as possible, 'di ba? Talagang napakalaking sekreto nila 'yun. And here is Salome Salvi, proud pa siya, 'di ba? And ano siya eh, actually sometimes I don't know how to feel about that. Kasi as as Filipinos, sinasabi nila na ano eh na sarado daw ang utak ng mga Pilipino pagdating sa sex, 'di ba? Na sarado ang kumbaga masyado tayong ah tawag dito, mapanghusga, 'di ba? And as a nation ng tinutukoy ko as a nation, as a people, not as individuals. Of course, makakakita ka ng individuals diyan na ano sila na tutuligsain talaga yung si Salome Salvi at mga katulad niya. Pero as a whole, as a society, I think Salome Salvi is already uh, accepted. 'Di ba? Kasi wala namang nagrereklamo. Ay, nagrereklamo eh na nasa TV siya. 'Di ba? It's kumbaga walang nagrereklamo when sa totoo lang sa isang sa isang society na traditional sa Pilipinas, these kind of work should be parang frowned upon. Hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, hindi na madami kahit nga sa ibang bansa, 'di ba? You would still be frowned upon kahit sa US, 'di ba? But and yet here's sa Lumisalvi na yan nga in full view nasa mainstream media, 'di ba? She is appearing on kaya chinek ko yung IMDb ni Salome Salvi eh. So, 'di ba? So she appears, nagkaroon pa siya ng TV series, 'di ba? Black Rider, hindi ko alam kung ano 'yan. And meron siyang she had a few movies. Ito mga Viva Max ata itong mga to eh. Itong Kitty 7, alam ko Viva Max to eh. And yun, mainstream si Salome Salvi. Although Salome Salvi is not exactly the first na tinatanggap ng mga Pilipino. So, okay, doon na lang muna tayo. tanggap ng mga Pilipino si Salme Salvi na porn star siya. At porn star pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. Tapos lumalabas siya sa TV. 'Di ba? Actually, so when people say na as a society, makitid ang utak ng mga Pilipino, I would say I'd beg to disagree. Kasi kung makitid talaga Pilipino, i-reject yung mga katulad ni Salome. And if you, of course, may mga, she would still get mga bastos na comments, di ba? May mga ganun pa rin. Of course, di ba may iwasan yun talaga. Especially kapag hindi sila, bakit pag natarayan ni Salome, ganyan. Ah, kasi ng ano eh, ng mga kwento yun ng mga porn stars na nag-retire, 'di ba? Or kahit hindi nagre-retire. Another kasi ang weird kay Salome, nasa mainstream na siya, nagpo-porn pa rin siya. 'Di ba parang once you are get into the mainstream, isn't it just proper to stop doing porn already? 'Di ba? 'Di ba as a society ba? So, kumbaga parang ganito si Maria Ozawa. Maria Ozawa was of course one of the most famous porn stars in the world, especially in Asia, in Japan, during her heyday. And pumunta siya dito sa Pilipinas. She was embraced. Mahal na mahal siya ng mga Pilipino, and ano pa nga eh, tumira pa nga siya dito eh, nagka-business pa nga siya dito. I think Pilipino yung nagka-boyfriend siya na Pilipino, ewan ko kung sila pa rin, 'di ba? But as far as I know, retired na siya noon. 'Di ba? Retired na si Maria Ozawa. And kumbaga parang there is a, for me parang there is a forgiveness na parang I'm sure na may bumabastos pa rin kay Maria Ozawa, pero as a whole, she's accepted, 'di ba? She's accepted. Nagkaroon pa ng pelikula si Maria Ozawa dati, kasama yata si Robin. And nobody objected. Na parang, "Oh, teka, bakit bakit may porn star diyan?" 'Di ba? But still si Maria Ozawa, retired na siya sa porn by that time. Pero itong si Salome, hindi pa rin siya nagre-retire. Sinabi niya nga sa interview, wala siyang balak mag-ano eh, mag-retire. I'm not saying hindi ko man siya pinagre-retire, no? I just want to make myself clear. Hindi ko siya I'm not trying to tell her what to do. I'm just entertaining uh, thoughts kung ano bang nangyayari dito. What are the implications of having an active porn star in mainstream mainstream television, 'di ba? National television. 'Di ba? Don't you find that weird? 'Di ba? Can't Salome Salvi, kasi tinanggap na nga siya eh, 'di ba? Tinanggap na nga siya sa mainstream eh. Hindi ba pwedeng tumigil ka na mag-porn? 'Di ba? Do you really want to have your cake and eat it too? Kasi ganun yan eh. Parang you wanna have your cake and eat it too. So, kumbaga parang nandiyan na yung cake. Kasi ang maganda yung cake na pagbuo eh, 'di ba? Pero pag kinain mo na yun, hindi na maganda yung itsura ng cake. 'Di ba? So, wala ka ng cake, 'di ba? Pag kinain mo yun. Anyway, I suppose that is one question that the Filipino society would have to see and find out. Kasi why is that question important? Kasi it makes you question kung ano ba talagang kultura ng Pilipino. Kasi sinasabi lagi nila, makitid daw ang utak ng mga Pilipino. 'Di ba? Pero, okay lang sa atin na magkaroon ng Salome Salvi, merong porn star. Hindi man, not exactly just Salome Salvi, an active porn star on national television na mapapanood ng mga bata, mapapanood ng lahat, and 'di ba? Kasi ang dami ng batang nakapanood diyan kasi libre naman ng internet eh. 'Di ba? Or at least for the most part, o libreng access ng yung pag-access ng let's say Pornhub, 'di ba? Mga scandals, mga nag nagse-send, nagpapasahan ng mga links, 'di ba? So, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, parang it's just medyo weird lang sa akin kasi maybe we don't know what Filipino culture is really. Kasi nangyayari ang isang bagay na hindi dapat mangyari doon sa sinasabi ng kung totoo yung sinasabi ng kultura natin. 'Di ba? Dapat sa kultura natin hindi pwede si Salome Salvi eh. Pero nandiyan siya. Yung mga katulad ni Salome Salvi. So, ano ba talaga? Yan ang mga pinoproblema ko sa buhay. Kasi kaya ano eh, kaya when people make generalized statements na parang kasi ganyan yung mga Pilipino, ganyan mga Pilipino, 'di ba? Katulad nung sinabi ni ano ni Kylie Versosa last time, 'di ba? Ang mga Pilipino kasi ganyan, 'di ba? Isa pa 'yun, mainit, makitid ang utak, 'di ba? Kumbaga parang napag-iiwanan tayo, 'di ba? Hindi tayo progresibo, 'di ba? Pero okay lang sa atin na may active porn star sa TV. 'Di ba damang pa nga tayo sa progresibo eh. Well, also siguro yun ang dilemma ko. Isa pang interesting na sinabi dito ni Salome is again her story about her family, specifically her mother. Kasi there's this thing called a narcissistic mother. Parang pag narcissist yung nanay mo, especially if you are a girl, 'di ba, yung to their daughters, maano sila eh, kumbaga uh, they could really affect the well-being ng isang bata. And kung hindi mabibigyan ng if left to very little options and circumstances, ano siya, maaaring nakakaapekto talaga sa buong pagkatao for the rest of their lives yung epekto nung narcissistic mother, 'di ba? So, ano ba yung mga ito, 14 signs of a narcissistic mother. Nakalagay dyan. She doesn't respect your boundaries. She views you as an extension of herself. She plays you and your siblings against each other. She may manipulate you into feigning illness. Nagsasakit-sakitan? 'Di ba? Nagsasakit-sakitan. She constantly criticizes you. She sets unrealistic expectations. She lashes out at any criticism. She's obsessed with maintaining appearances. Diba? She expects you to admire her. She ignores your needs. She seemingly competes with you. Ito mo, bata nakikipag-compete sa'yo yung nanay mo. Mararamdaman mo yan, eh, 'di ba? Kung bata ka. She gaslights you. She only treats you well in public. She often presents as the victim, 'di ba? So, actually madaming video sa YouTube about narcissism and the narcissistic mother. I would recommend Dr. Ramani's videos about it. Search nyo na lang yun si Dr. Ramani. Indian woman siya. And I learned a lot from that channel about dealing with people. Um, yun. So, an ilang minutes na tayo. Okay. So, yan ang nangyari sa interview ni Tony Gonzaga kay kay Salome. So, medyo naiyak si Salome nung actually naiyak talaga siya. And I hope it turns out well for her. And it seems like that's what's gonna happen, 'di ba? Kasi nga tanggap siya eh. Tanggap siya ng mga tao, tanggap siya ng mga nasa industriya. I don't know lang kung may nararamdaman siya na alam mo yun, pagba-backstab, people talking behind her back. I don't know how she deals with that. Kaya gusto ko maging guest tong si Salome talaga eh. Gusto ko madami ang gusto itanong sa iyo, Salome. Lalo na ngayon, nandito ka na, I learned about your narcissistic parents, 'di ba? And lalong gaganda yung usapan. And di ko lang alam kung maniningil tong sa Salome. 'Di ba? Ano pa? I suppose yun na lang muna. Watch the interview nung kay Salome and Tony Gonzaga about my comments about sex work. Watch our episodes about her in Sausawan Podcast. Okay, hindi ko na muna uulitin dito yung tungkol sa sex work. But siguro konting primer lang. We don't think na it's okay to promote sex work as just as any other parang regular work, 'di ba? Na parang sex work is work. Yes, it's work, pero it's a very complicated kind of work. It's not work that one you'd wish for your children, you'd wish for yourself, 'di ba? Although may mga tao talaga, may mga especially women na or kahit lalaki kasi may mga sex workers naman na lalaki. It's an easier way out or easier way to do things. And ang pinakang takeaway namin is kasi may mga hindi naman sex worker pinopromote yung sex work eh, 'di ba? And they don't even know what they're talking about. Kasi kami ni Chris madami kaming ano eh, siya mas madami. Ako may ilan nung mga nakilala kong sex worker. And if you talk to them, yan si Salome na lang, 'di ba? Si Salome na lang, you would see the trauma. You would see the trauma. They're just wearing uh I would even say fake facade of pride. Kasi do you really think Salome is proud about on what she's doing? 'Di ba? Maybe she's saying it now, but let's wait. Let's wait. Again, I wish only the best for her, but if you're gonna follow the patterns sa mga babaeng tumahak ng porn and prostitution, regret always gets them sooner or later. And it will be something that they would have to live with for the rest of their lives. And yun, when you say sex work is work, realize the immense amount of trauma involved, 'di ba? Yung iba nga ayaw ano eh, ayaw maging boxer yung ano, yung anak nila kasi masasaktan, 'di ba? Tapos so tingin ko in terms dun sa masasaktan ka, mas matindi yung damage nung mental yung mental damage, emotional damage na pwede mong makuha sa pagiging sex worker kesa boxer, 'di ba? So, mag-isip ka muna bago ka mag-promote ng sex work, especially to people to kumbaga parang normalize mo, 'di ba? Yun kasi yung buzzword dun eh, normalize. Some some things, I believe some things are not meant to be normalized. And I think sex work is one of them, 'di ba? Yun. Sabihin niyo na lahat ng gusto niyo sabihin tungkol sa akin, but that's what I think, 'di ba? I'm not saying I don't know kung mapipigilan 'yan, 'di ba? Kasi kumbaga I'm not judging people. Okay naman ko if you are a patron of sex workers, I don't give a shit. If you are a sex worker, I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is that sex work is dangerous work. Sex work can damage you. Sex work will leave a permanent mark on your identity. So, pag-isipan mong mabuti. Okay, yun lang. Paalam, paalam.